Hi Graham, so you and the team had a massive week last week.
One of the most important things for me was we had a really important board meeting to talk about our rollout plans to other regions next year and to confirm our strategy, and it's probably worth reminding people what that strategy is. So if we go on UK, we've got three main things that we focus on. One is making the case, making the case for digital skills nationally. We had really good news earlier in the year when the big lottery fund announced £15 million of additional money. The government recently set up a team in the Cabinet Office to focus on digital skills, digital inclusion, so that's part of our job. That's the first thing. The second thing is it's our job to work with our partners to build shared national assets. So last year we worked on the economic case, a £63 billion benefit to the UK if we could be the world's most digitised country, an £18 billion benefit if we could get our SMEs raising their digital skills and doing more online. So we built that last year, and this year we've been starting to think about things like shared language and metrics and things like that. So that's kind of the second bit of our job. And the third thing is bringing it all together and actually making an impact on the ground, as we've just started to do in the North East.
So can you tell us a bit more about these national assets?
Yeah, it sounds a bit grand, doesn't it? But basically it's things that we can produce with partners that everyone can use across the country, whether they're just local small community groups or business advisors, but things that we can develop collectively that are useful to everybody. So on the research front, the BBC and Lloyds Banking Group have been doing work on individuals' digital skills and business and charities' digital skills respectively. And we just had the findings in from the BBC on the individuals' digital skills. And we've got 11 million adults in the UK who lack basic online skills. So when they're asked, can they search, can they communicate, could they fill in an online application, could they do that safely, they say no to one of those things. So I think we've mentioned before that 7 million people in the UK have never been online, and it looks like there are at least 4 million people who lack one or other of the basic online skills. So that's really important to us, and we've got those figures broken down by region, and we're doing quite a lot of work in the North East at the minute, and we know that there are 500,000 adults in the North East that lack basic online skills. So that kind of gives us a benchmark and gives everyone a benchmark for their region and their area. So the research piece is really important. And the second thing that we've been working on as a shared resource is around language, so around shared language for all partners. So we've known for ages that the kind of megabytes and terablocks, that all puts people off. We know we should be benefits-led. And so this research that we've been doing, which will help us build some shared language, is telling us that people like words like post and search and shopping basket and shopping trolley, because these are all terms that are used in everyday life. And so we're going to use this research to work with our partners and to come up with some shared language for all of us around the basic online skills. And our partners are committed to working with us to kind of use that language more consistently. So that's kind of important for us, and we should have that guidelines on that language by Christmas. So that's exciting because it will be ready for us to test in the North East and use as we roll out to other regions. So that's really important. And thirdly, the other asset that we're really pleased about, digitalskills.com, what we used to call the online marketplace. It's live in beta. Massive thanks to everybody who's helped with that. It's a great resource, it's really easy to use, it's already got quite a few resources on, but we really want people to join it and to start spreading the word. Give your name and email address if you want to start putting content on it and proposing content. That can be tools and resources that you use or have used to help people get started with different aspects of basic online skills. Suggest things that we should have on there, rate things that we've already got on there, go to the near you section and put in local projects and public access points and Wi-Fi zones. This is a community-based marketplace, and it's going to work if everybody joins in. It's still got bugs, and we're still looking to add fresh features. Everything on that site is going to be driven by you, the community.
And what about Go on North East?
Well, Go on North East is about, that's bringing all of this together to test how much of a difference we can make locally. We had the example of Liverpool, where in just 18 months they halved the number of people who've never been online. In the North East, we're looking at individuals, businesses and charities, and it's a much bigger region. So it covers 12 local authorities. And as I said before, 500,000 people lack basic online skills. And so what we've said is that at least in a year, at the very least, we want to try and help 125,000 people, 25% of that population without basic online skills. We want to do that minimum Our stretch target is to try and help 250,000 people, 50% of that 500,000. That's a huge target, but luckily we've got more than 400 partners in the community. More than 200 of them, I think 250 of them, turned up for a kind of go live event in Gateshead at the Baltic, which was fantastic. And earlier in the day we had a brilliant event that Lloyd's Banking Group and Google and others helped for SMEs, with hundreds of people there as well. So it really got a sense that we're bringing our national and our founder and our local partners together to see if we can make a huge impact in one region. And the really great news, probably the best bit of the day for me, was that all 12 of the local authorities have signed up to the Go On UK Digital Skills Charter, and that means they'll be redoubling their efforts to help their staff, their customers and the communities in which they work, ensuring that everyone in those groups has got basic online skills. So that's a really great start. Now we just have to see a huge amount more activity, real support for people on the ground. And we had our Go On North East steering group just yesterday up in Sunderland, and that's the focus now. It's making sure that every one of the 26 weeks to make a difference is really great and really does help lots of people and businesses. So thanks very much for everyone who's helped so far, and if you haven't been involved but you really want to help, then go to go-on.co.uk/northeast and you can join in.